All right, so the case for social media, why should we be using it? How many of you all have phones? And who is guilty of scrolling on their phone daytime, nighttime, all hours of the night? Unfortunately. Yes, we are all addicted. And so are the consumers and your clients. 97% of home buyers use the internet in home search. 76 use mobile tablets to search. 41 of those firms view technology as a challenge. And then 57 realtors use social media daily. So why is this important? What's the pattern? People are just constantly on their phones. What I like to say most often is that you have to look at social media not as just a platform anymore. It is a search engine. It is the way of the world. It's where we are going to continue to grow. And if you're not using it as a business aspect and you're just seeing it as like, oh, it's that dumb social media that I'm addicted to, you're not going to get anywhere. So the beauty of it is that most of it's free. You can upgrade it, but if you use it to the point of a habit, just as if you were to make your dials, I'm gonna admit this person, just as if you are doing your lead gen, working social media into your daily habit is something that will help improve your business. So which platform is best? So 70% use Facebook, 18 to 29-year-olds, 71% use Instagram, and then 79% of 30 to 49-year-olds use Facebook, and only 49 use Instagram. I'll also add in there, so just as a overall, millennials are mostly using Instagram, as well as a little bit on TikTok, and then as you can see, Facebook as well. Facebook is definitely for the older generation, and then when you're getting into Gen Zers, they're mainly on TikTok and Instagram Reels. So just knowing your audience, your target audience, and where you need to go to get the best reach for those consumers that you're trying to target. Okay. All right, so specifically, we're going to get into Facebook and Instagram. Does anybody have any questions so far? No.
I do.
Yes.
Your 97% homeowners use, people search to buy a home on the internet. The previous one was like 97%. So,
This one.
does that mean that they're going into like what you just said, like Facebook and Instagram?
Not
and
necessarily.
and-
So home search could be really anything that could be Home Snap, it could be realtor.com, it could be Zillow. They are using some sort of home search app in order to search for their house.
I see. Okay.
Or get information. All right, so Facebook business page. Who here has a Facebook business page? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, there's a personal Facebook page, most of us. Yeah. So if you do have a Facebook business page and you use this specifically for your business, then you do have different integrations than what you would be able to use for a personal business page or your personal page. There's different tools looking at timing, publishing tools and integrations that you can use, as well as ads. For a personal profile page, that is going to get a different sort of reach than a Facebook business page can. But it's just something to think about. As far as your Instagram goes with your Facebook, Instagram, I try to tell people to keep their personal profile, to not change over to business. And I say that because you are limited in the tools that you can use in Instagram if you have a Facebook or an Instagram business profile. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So certain music you won't be allowed access to, certain abilities to link you won't be able to access. So as much as you can keep your personal profile page for your Instagram, I would say to do so. And then if you have the opportunity to create a Facebook page, and not link the two, you can do that as well. Does that make sense?
No,
Mhm.
We keep the Instagram page to personal, then that limit the accounts that you might reach.
Yes and no, it depends. If you're doing reels, that's gonna be an organic reach. So that's gonna reach audiences outside of your, what we would consider like your sphere, or your circle, or those that follow you.
It doesn't matter whether it's personal.
Nope.
You
Nope.
Still reach the same.
Yep.
crowd.
If you're doing reels, that's the organic setting that allows you to be able to go in.
And we have like an Instagram personal as well as like a big business page separately.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
And we make like an Instagram business page as well as the personal page, like 2 different pages.
You can, but you, just like in real estate, sorry, I can't speak. You're trying to reach your friends, your family, and people that you know. So if they know you from a personal level, you're gonna gain more reach from that. And then the additional people that come from that are gonna be seen in the organic way, and that's typically by reels and videos. Okay? It won't be as much as your post. Your post will reach a wider audience, but your reels and videos will.
did you say that, to do a person on Instagram, do a personal page, but can we link that out to a Facebook business page?
You know, it's gonna make you, it's gonna force you to change your Instagram to a business.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you connect like your normal Facebook, so Kelly Beard, I have a Facebook, I link it to my Instagram, in which I start posting all my realtor stuff. I post what I'm doing on the daily, I post the personal, I post my business. That's going to allow a different traction. If you then switch it over to a business account, it's actually gonna limit a little bit of what you can do in your Instagram.
Do you have to pay for it?
You do not. Nope. Nope. The Facebook business page can just be another tool, almost like vetting a Google search or anything like that, being able to update what's going on in your business.
Yeah.
Ads, if you want to run through Facebook ads through your business page, that's great as well. Typically those are paid for. As we get in, so when posting, 2 free use resources that you can use are Canva and Command. So the beauty of these is that you don't need anything, you can start out, especially with Command, they've got lots of tools in there in order to create free templates. They're already branded to KW, and then they give you ideas as well. Canva's the same, and with Canva, you can get a little bit more creative. If you want to go to a premium account, it does allow you to have a lot more options, but you don't have to. It's one of those things where between Canva and Command, you guys can utilize it, and it's a free resource, and they already have real estate templates for you. Or personal templates, we'll get into that, but either one allows you to start the traction of creating the ongoing routine of getting into social media.
Both Canva and Command, they're good for making reels, videos, or just like.
They can make videos, they can, I don't know if Command does, I don't think it does, I think it's just post and story posts, but they already have the template, so you don't have to figure out sizing or anything like that. You can literally say, I want to create a Facebook story post, I want to create an Instagram story post, they all actually have it all out, and then you can just go in and edit to make it your personal information. Any questions about that? Surely, Tamika, yes, I can. Probably not,
Thank you.
probably not in the evening, but I'll talk to you after this and we can get something on the calendar.
Thank you.
All right, so. Sorry, I'm still figuring out this. Okay, what should we be posting? So a lot of times realtors come, are like, I'm at a stopping point. I don't know what to post. I don't have ideas. That's okay. It's what we're here for. Optimal times, times off, 80-20 rule, entertaining education and encouragement, and then setting goals. So people always ask the optimal times and times off for posting. Does anybody have a guess of what that looks like? When are you most often on your phones?
So you
During the day.
What about in the morning?
Morning, afternoon.
Yep. So there is no wrong or right answer. You can post any time of day, anytime that you want. But what we have found, is that most of the time, directly in the morning, when people are still lying in bed, if you schedule out your post ahead of time and you have something that hits right at 6:30, 7 a.m., people are waking up, they take out their phone, they're scrolling on their phone. Your post, your story is going to be something that they first see. And then again, lunchtime, right around that 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock noon time frame, and then as well as the 4:30, 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You have lots of different times. I would say typically like that 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is a little quieter, as well as the 1 o'clock to the 4 o'clock is a little quieter. But again, people are constantly on social media, even when they shouldn't be. So if you are in a crunch, if you do need to post and you just want to be consistent about it, post it anyway. It's better to post it than just have it sitting, waiting, and trying to get that perfect timing. So what is the 80-20 rule for social media? It's 80% post stories and reels should be personal and 20% should be business. Now, this is really difficult for people. Putting themselves, even myself, I was just talking, somebody asked me if I have my own Instagram and I barely post on it. I don't self-promote, but it's hard. It's hard to get in front of the camera yourself and just post your everyday life, what you like. Suggestions that I often tell my team is make sure that it's stuff that you like to do, whether it's food, your favorite restaurant, something that you're eating, giving a restaurant a shout out, whether it's, we've got Corey the handyman back there. He's got tons and tons of different like fun tips for people to work on their houses. I'm a dog fan. I would post all day long about my dog. Just things that are relatable so that you're capturing people on a more personal level and then they can relate it back to you. It's way easier to hold a conversation in real estate when you know someone likes cats and you can say, hey, I used to have a cat, what kind of cat's yours? Or whatever it is. So making sure that you are majority posting your personal life with sprinkles of business, that's what grabs people, building trust, and also not overstimulating them with so much business that they just want to ignore you. So this was from the marketing glove review. I attended this last year, but they give you a map of basically, and again, I can send this to everybody so that they have it, but this is just an idea to stay consistent. So you absolutely don't need to be posting every single day of the month, and that can be very overwhelming. But if you're picking out 2 or 3 of these items to get you started, and it should be aligning with what you want to accomplish in your real estate career. So if something that you want to do and you want to be a real estate that really connects with the community, making sure that you're posting a community post once a week is something that you're going to want to do. And it could be as easy as giving shout outs to local love. You know, if we know we have spring cleaning coming up, giving shout outs to donation centers, to things around Baltimore that are cleaning up the neighborhoods. That can also start to gain different viewers to your posts because you're tagging So picking a couple of those and then just running with them. You absolutely don't need to do everything on this calendar. It's just giving you a sense of what you can do. And then these are just some social media topics and why people can follow you. So this is for each. So for educate, you can do a buyer or seller tip, return on investment, free resources, entertainment. Again, this is it's way more personal. Holiday message, pet post, family post, home tour, before and after scenes, motivation. So I always say, like, your Monday motivation, coffee, dad jokes, things of that. You can make it fun. Corey's looking at me because he's the dad joke guy. And then building trust. So this could be personal news or challenges that you might have that you're confronting. Client testimonials, just sold, under contracts, things of that nature. And then community, as I mentioned, selfie in your favorite restaurant. They have on here best grilled cheese. That's always fun. If you do like a little challenge, get a group of friends together. Maybe it's a mozzarella bar crawl where you try and figure out what the best mozzarella stick and count is. All right. So copywriting rules. So this was brought to my attention when Jeff Glover actually came into Baltimore. When was that? This past summer. And he had a good slide in which he talks about what you guys should be writing in your post and your social media to grab people's attention. And this can also go across for email campaigns and things like that. But you want to be using trigger words that capture people's attention and that they can also relate to. So things like you, free, because, instant offer, new. These are all going to be capturing words that have a little spark in people's mind that, like, what's in it for me? Most people, that's what they're going to look at. And then people are nosy. So on the negative side of that are words like, don't do this, 7 huge mistakes, things to avoid. There's always things like that going on in the real estate world that you can use, borrow. If it's been posted, it's been done before. Someone's done it once, you can do it again. Just make it yours and make it fun. And again, if you're using that in a business realm and bookending it with your personal, people are going to start to know who you are as well as your real estate style. And then just reminder, things that should be avoided are politics and religion, overusing emojis, things that are good are using humor, and then sharing stories, not just facts. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah. Go back.
Sure.
So you're saying, the trigger words are those words that you would kind of put, in a text? Or even write them on top of the actual
Yeah.
video,
Yep.
like, free.
Yeah. Free giveaway.
Coffee,
Yeah.
blah,
Free
blah,
coffee
blah.
on me.
Or
You can
three
say
mistakes not to do when buying a house.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
What's in it for you? Things like that. You can ask
Give me an
questions.
example of that.
What's in it for you?
Yeah.
It could be like, you have a new house for sale. What's in it for you? And it's like 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, walk-in closet for 200 pairs of shoes. So whatever it might be,
Yeah.
it can also be a really great way to caption if you're about to do a video of yourself.
Yeah.
There is typically a cover on a reel that you can do, and it's essentially like a title. If you use any of those trigger words in a title setting for the reels, you can absolutely capture more viewers. If you think of it from your perspective, and you're looking at reels, and you don't have the sound on, you're like, oh, okay, next one, there's a little caption box typically at the bottom that starts the video, and it'll say, you know, my jam night, and it'll be somebody singing. So if you're using that caption title, or that caption as a title box, essentially, for those that view it, using these trigger words are the best. And that goes across pretty much any platform, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all things. Yep. But mainly, as right now is left open-ended. Does it say at 11:30? I'm not actually sure. But I have open-ended questions for you. So I'm here as a resource, so you can absolutely dive deeper into Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of it. If you guys have specifics that you want to go over right now.
Is YouTube platform?
YouTube is a great platform. The 3-minute shorts are something that is a high driver. So if I'm not mistaken, YouTube is either number 1 or number 2 as the biggest driver search engine. Mhm.
Same rules apply for YouTube as well, like 80% of your
Mhm.
stories and.
Yep. Yep.
So if you have a listing, then it will not just putting it on your Facebook or an open house. Then you should definitely have like a reel on YouTube.
Yeah, they're called shorts. They've got words for everything now.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have that,
On YouTube, like on the house, let's say, if you do like a reel in the center
Yep.
where you show everything that used to be on and titles or whatever, and then you kind of take it all there.
yes, I do.
How do people search YouTube to find properties?
So
I've never done.
I mean, a lot of it is just organic. Typically, so for example, like if you are watching a video, and it has anything to do with the housing market, they're gonna say like suggested videos for you on the side, at the bottom. Some people pay for ads, but it's typically just it's an organic reach. I don't have all the answers of how it really gets in
Or you
there.
put the link on, I mean, you can also tag it on your Instagram and Facebook.
You can, and then there's also back-end stuff for YouTube, so SEO, description words, tags like that. So if you are doing any sort of short videos, you can actually say like housing Baltimore real estate market. That's a tag. So anybody who's like just YouTubing Baltimore real estate, that might be a suggestion that pops out for them.
YouTube shorts are only like 15 seconds long, because anything longer than 15 seconds. is like
YouTube shorts, I believe, go to 3 minutes.
What
I
does-
could be wrong,
What does?
but the shorts.
Oh, these short, I don't know.
I
YouTube,
will-
you can put
I
it-
like posting it.
you can-
Yeah.
If it's longer than 15 seconds, then you can.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
have to check again.
I don't know either.
I've been
I'm
on-
not a pro in YouTube by any means.
What about like longer videos on YouTube, like 10, 15, 15?
Yeah, you absolutely
Start
can.
a channel.
Yeah.
Put it in
And you're ahead of the game. I got
Um,
a quick question, if you don't mind, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I've heard conflicting, viewpoints on friend requests and where you should be with that. I've heard max out your friend requests as soon as possible with
Mhm.
5,000. I've also heard another realtor say request, like, if you got a lead or buyer seller, request, get them on Facebook right away. I'm not sure if that's kind of like, do you think that's kind of like weird too? Like if you're prospecting, you request somebody too soon, you're like,
I think it's personal preference.
yeah,
I think you have to feel somebody out. I don't think it's a bad thing.
yeah,
If you're requesting someone, it's because you not only want their business, but it's also a personal tactic that you can learn about them too.
Yeah.
So if they
Some
have
people
things,
are like, I don't know, why?
which is fine, I think it goes back to feeling the person out, but I think you can always preface it in conversation of like, great, I'm gonna, like, I do tons of posts on Facebook. Not only about myself, but about my business. I actually do a fun newsletter. I shout out things happening around Baltimore. If you relate it back to what you'll be posting and say, I'm gonna friend request you, they'll be more open to accepting that. So,
But you can't do that on a business page. That's only on a personal. page.
correct.
On a business
Correct.
page, they have to follow you.
Yeah.
And you can always send a link for
You're
that too.
limited in the business page.
You're very.
That's why I said
So
it is.
I don't.
What about like a Google business page?
Google business pages are great.
Like how they set up? It's like, do you?
You can just go online and set one up, if you use Kenilworth as your address and stuff. It should be totally fine to do that. I would highly suggest, this is kind of getting off of social media, but just into the realm of marketing yourself. But, as far as Google pages, getting Google verified. So there's a Google business page, which is like the blue check mark in Google. And then there's actually Google verified is a green check mark. And it's essentially more so done for individuals. And that is basically if anybody searches Maryland Realtor in Google, that's what pops up, is those that have a Google verified in the search engine.
Because we can also ask for client reviews on Google business page, right?
Correct. And I would say to pick one or two places that you want to get client reviews, whether that be your Facebook business page, if you have one, whether it be your actual Google page, or even if you have a Zillow front or anything like that, or HomeSnap. And then as you're talking to clients, you reference where you know you have most of your reviews or your reviews in general.
So, but when on Facebook, when you have a personal page where you actually invite people to be in it, you cannot put ads. Right? You can't
Sorry,
buy
say that
ads.
again.
You can buy ads. Facebook,
When you have a personal page.
Yeah.
Yes.
you cannot.
Correct.
And then so you cannot connect it to Connect. So when you make your diagram or your postcard, you can't
Oh, to
connect
command.
it to, yeah, you can
Command.
connect it to your personal Facebook page, you gotta connect it to a business Facebook page, it doesn't connect to a personal.
Right, so that's,
So you're screwed.
so that's what I was kind of saying with like the Instagram, keep it your personal information. You can still create a business page
Yeah,
in Facebook
yeah,
and having that tool set,
yeah,
and you post. Essentially, what you can do is you can post all of your
Yeah.
personal stuff to Instagram, your stories, your lives, things like that.
yeah,
That connect. And then if you have more informational business posts that you want to talk about, do that on your page.
yeah,
Because in that way, you'll have that tool system, you'll still be able to connect things like that. And then you'll be able to go into it. Yeah. But just so that you guys see this. When I search Baltimore realtors, so this is what I'm talking about, this Google screened. I was saying that wrong. I kept saying Google verified. Google verified is for the actual pages that pulls up your location. But Google screen is essentially a list of those that have been licensed and checked by Google. So if someone is just searching for you, they get this list. They're searching on Google search engine. They get this list, and then there's a whole bunch of people that have gone through to make sure that they have like essentially been background checked and are actual who they say they are. So this is Google screen.
Google screen.
Google screen. Okay.
So as an individual agent, anybody can go there, like. Tell us
Yep.
in the office, address and everything.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And it's free.
Yes. This. Any other questions? Any questions about Instagram, Facebook? See if I can get into this. This is our page, you can see. Mainly, this is just our professional site for people to come. It's a little different because I'm on a team versus individual agents. So there's always going to be different rules that apply. But it still goes back to the basic of making sure it's a sweet spot. We definitely encourage our agents to post their day-to-day as well as their more personal stuff on their pages and then tag us for all of their business stuff.
How do you send a notification for people to follow you?
Just to follow. When you go to, sorry, they actually just changed the dashboard as well. Sorry. You go to that. You can say manage.
Where, manage?
Well, this is the business
Oh.
page.
Yeah,
Your page, invite friends to follow. So this is the dashboard. This is Meta,
sorry, I can't see it. Oh, yeah, on the left.
right here on the
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
Yep, invite friends to follow.
We can't see it either.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. I'll share this. Can you see this now? So this is the dashboard.
Oh,
And it says on the left-hand side, invite friends to follow. Right here
okay.
for your audience.
Okay.
Good. Any other questions? Yay, nay? Anybody online? All right. Well, that is the class. If you guys want to reach out to me again, you can follow the Simone group.
I'm sorry. Hi. My
Rob.
name is Robbie Gamble, and I have a quick question.
Like,
How do I open up Facebook so that people can either ask to join my Facebook page or they can join my Facebook page? Because right now it's set at private and I don't know how to like change that.
I have to probably work with you one-on-one to get into your Facebook to see your settings, which I can help you with.
Okay.
But you probably just have something turned on, so that certain people can see certain things or that you specifically have to invite them. So we can take a look at that.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Tamika, I'm gonna get information from you too, just so that I have it.
Okay, do you want my phone number or what do you need? You want me to drop it in the chat? Okay, thank you.
All right, go ahead, Tamika.
I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Anybody else? Thank you. And then Robbie, we can also, do you have some time today that you want to go through that? Perfect. All righty. There should be more classes coming up on social media next month. If you guys have anything specific that you want to be taught or learn about, if you want to email myself, my email is I'll type it in the chat, but it's KELLI@thesimonegroup.com. I usually work with Legacy to go over certain things. We haven't done a social media one in a while that was going over basics. But if you want a deeper dive into something specific, we can definitely work up a class for that. Alrighty. Bye, everybody.